Justin, coming off a very busy but very significant weekend for you down in Daytona, just what has this week been like in terms of coming down from the high of that and also getting prepared for tomorrow's race?
Way colder. I think all of us can agree. I'm looking forward to some warm weather again. But last week was really special, and we checked so many boxes and so many things that were significant to not only our race team but even to myself. Just being able to be a part of the race and to accomplish the Daytona 500 and then to come out of there with a top 10. It was a really special week. But I think that looking back on it, it was mind-blowing to me to see all the things that we accomplished in that short amount of time, and just kind of where we ended up as a company. So glad to kind of restart. A lot of work went in this week to Atlanta. The Xfinity race didn't go the way that we wanted it to go last week, and so you got to restart. And Jim Pullman and this whole 7 team, that's just our job, right? You got the next one, and so you start working on the next race on Monday, and land late on Sunday night and go to work on Monday. And so it's been good to see, everybody at the shop and how pumped up they've been. And I think, coming off the season ending we did last year and then going into the Daytona 500, it's created this buzz around at our shop that you can't replicate. And we're able to go out and to build, great race cars and obviously looking forward to having a good solid finish here.
Dale Jr. was showing off the spark plugs of the engine. I'm curious, did you get to keep anything from the car last week?
I don't know if you know this or not, but as car owner, he got whatever he wanted, and I didn't get anything out of it yet. I'm hoping maybe that there's like a small body panel or something, but he got the practice, the qualifying plugs and the race plugs. He got to keep it all. I may or may not have snuck off with the helmet. I keep all of my helmets, so I may or may not have snuck off with that. So I guess technically I did get to keep something from the week, but I thought it was really special that Dale wanted to keep the spark plugs because, growing up in the sport, when we used to do plug checks and do all these things, the pole position or, qualifying engines with a set of plugs or, big race wins, the plugs were kind of the thing that everybody was sought after. And now I feel like they're just like another part that nobody even pays any attention to. But I have, parts out of engines. I have a clutch that I actually burn up after a win, trying to do a burnout that I screwed up royally and burn a clutch out of one of the cars. I have a whole clutch pack, that's at the house, and I have some certain things out of engines that, I've kept over the years. So I thought it was pretty cool that, it was only fitting that he would keep the spark plugs.
And you were asked earlier about the end of the Xfinity race. I'm curious, how much do you even remember of the Xfinity race last week, considering Sunday had to be such a big day?
Yeah, it's funny. The question actually, and I really didn't even answer that part of the question, but how do you shake off that part of the Xfinity Series finish and focus on the Cup race? And I think that it was just that. It come Sunday morning, it didn't matter. I had another job to do. So in all reality, running the 500 was probably the best thing for me, both mentally and physically, because it just allows you to erase that from your mind and go do the next job. And in that, I felt like we did a good job. If I had one advantage for Sunday, was that I was probably a little less aggressive, and I missed all the wrecks. Got some damage in some of them, but really, we were able to miss all the wrecks, and ultimately was the reason why we came out of there with a top 10 finish. So probably a little disappointed in myself, because coming to the checkered, if I'd have just stayed in the gas and drove through it like Cole Trickle, I think we could have finished 4th or 5th, because I was right behind the 84, I think, coming off of turn 2, and he finished 3rd. So I guess in some ways slowing down wasn't a good thing, but I also feel like that naturally when there's a crash in front of you, my mind says slow down and don't drive through it wide open.